So I have started the class, and Ria, as you heard from Sohita, that do we do tables? Yes, we do tables on every Tuesday class, okay? Because tables are the backbone of math. If we know tables, if we keep on learning tables, math becomes super fun. Yeah?
Huh? That becomes so easy.
It becomes very easy, yeah. So Ria, do you know tables, beta?
Huh?
No, I'm asking Ria.
Oh, I have a friend in my class that's name is Ria.
So you have another friend with name Ria as well. So Ria, do you know tables, beta? Table till which number?
Yeah.
Till 5, 6, 10, 12, 15.
I know 12.
Till 12. Okay. We'll talk about that in the next class. Don't worry about it. Okay. So today our focus is going to be on learning quadrilaterals. What does a quadrilateral mean? Anybody?
Wait, we're about to learn it in 3rd grade.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm asking, what do you know about quadrilaterals? Let's see what Akshara says.
A quadrilateral is a 4-sided shape.
Okay. Is it an open shape or a closed shape?
It's a 2D shape.
My question was different. I was asking, is it an open shape or a closed shape?
It's a closed shape.
Every shape that we talk about, be it a triangle, be it a quadrilateral, be it a pentagon, be it a hexagon, be it a heptagon, be it a
And a
octagon.
circle is open.
No, circle is also closed. You don't draw a circle like this. You always close it.
There's
Once you're inside, you cannot go out.
There's also a semicircle that's open.
No, semicircle you don't draw like this.
It's a half circle.
No, okay, let's not go way too far. I'm saying semicircle you don't draw like this. You draw like this. It is still a closed shape. It's a closed shape. If I say, see this is a semicircle, you will start laughing at it. It doesn't look like a semicircle. So, 90% of the shapes that we talk about, or any shape that we talk about, is always a closed shape. Okay? Yeah?
Okay.
So you have a starting point and you have an ending point. You're starting from here and you're not ending here. You are coming back to the same place and then you are closing it. Yeah? Alright. So, Ria, I will call your name couple of times. Not to scare you, just to make sure that I get to know what all you already know. And are you able to follow me, okay? Because this is your first class, right? So, I mean, Sohita, Akshara has been dealing with me. They are getting tortured by me for some time. So they kind of know what I say and what I mean, okay? Yeah, Akshara, you're saying something?
Today it was somebody's birthday.
Whose birthday was this?
Anvika.
Anvika, say happy birthday to her. And when I upload the video of the class, you can show the video to her and say, my teacher wished you happy birthday. Alright, so let's get started. So, basically when we talk about a quadrilateral, as you guys rightly said, it's a shape with 4 sides or 4-sided shape. And we are not talking about any shape that is open. So, we are talking about a shape that has 4 sides. Any shape that has 4 sides is called a quadrilateral. So we will focus on only math for next 1 hour. After that, we'll have a lot of fun with Halloween. Okay, now coming back to this one. So we are saying that a closed shape with 4 sides. 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4 sides. A closed shape with 4 sides is called a quadrilateral. But
Something called vertices.
So-
Vertices are points.
the corners that you see,
Also 4 corners.
4 corners, 4 vertices.
There's so many right angles there.
All right. Okay. So let's control our emotions. Let's learn more things. Okay. I have a big story to tell, and whenever I get you guys confused, you will ask questions. But we'll try to minimize on the talking as much as it is effective. Now, what I'm trying to say here is, This is a shape which has 4 sides. We are calling it a quadrilateral. Then this is another shape that also has 4 sides. That's also a quadrilateral. There's another shape that also has 4 sides.
Yep. It's a
That-
rhombus.
don't jump, hold your horses. Okay? So this is another shape that is called rhombus. I'll come back to you, I'll ask you guys what exactly those are. There's another shape that also has 4 sides. So that is also a quadrilateral. There's another shape that also has 4 sides. That is also a quadrilateral. Oh my God, so many quadrilaterals. And then there is another shape that also has 4 sides. That is also a quadrilateral. So I said, we started with the fact that, okay, quadrilateral is a closed shape which has 4 sides. So now this has 4 sides, this also 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 has 4 sides. All are quadrilaterals. Now, when I say we
It's even more quadrilateral. Did you know a diamond has parallel lines?
this is your diamond, rhombus.
Yeah, it has parallel lines.
Okay, so we'll talk about the property of each of the quadrilaterals. So let me give you guys an example. So here, if I say, who are the students in the class? We'll say, okay, we have 3 girls in the class.
Okay.
But 3 girls in the class, can I call Sohita girl, Akshara girl, Riya girl? Yeah, of course I can. You all are girls. But then, is that your identity? No. Akshara is known as Akshara. Sohita is known as Sohita. Riya is known as Sohita. Likewise, all these are quadrilaterals, like girls. But then there's a Akshara here, there's a Sohita here, there's a Riya here, and there's a Diksha also here, who's not in the class yet. Okay? So, okay, when you guys are not talking, be on mute so that I don't hear what I don't need to hear. Kids, be on mute when you are not talking so that I don't hear what I
My
don't need.
brother was talking.
Ask him to join the class, then he will stop talking. I'll get him scared enough so that he stops talking. Okay, anyways, I'm just kidding. Let's come back to this one. So now, I said this is Sohita, this is Sohita, this is Riya, this is Akshara. Okay, now, so Sohita is a quadrilateral, Riya is a quadrilateral, and Akshara is a quadrilateral. Do we know them by these names? Do we know them by these names?
A rectangle, square, and a rhombus.
Okay.
Or a diamond.
How about Diksha?
Quadrilateral.
Okay. How
It's
about
not the trapezoid.
how about this one? This is, let's say, this is, I forgot the name. This
And
is
if you say your daughters.
Chris. And okay, since we are talking about only girls, so let me put my daughter's name. Trisha, this is Trisha, and this is Moira. Okay. So now we know the shape of all these names. Okay, and know the name of these shapes. So if people say what are different types of quadrilaterals, you will say Sohita, Riya, Diksha, Akshara, Moira, and Trisha. And people will laugh at you because these are not quadrilateral, these are girls, these are babies, okay? Alright? So there are, okay, for me you guys are babies. I'm 49. You can imagine how young you guys are,
My
right?
dad is about 43.
He's still younger than me, much younger than me. Anyways, let's come back to this one.
My dad is 48.
Okay, let's not disclose name of age of our parents, okay? My dad is 76. Let's not talk about it.
What? Wait.
What?
That means he was in high school while you were born.
Yeah, no, he was not in high school when I was born. He was working when I was born. How would
What about your mom's age?
she's close to 70. Okay, okay, let's come back to math. So now, what I was saying was I gave different names to different shapes because every shape has some properties that we need to be aware. And then we can relate why this is called, I will not call it Sohita, I will call it rectangle. Okay, this is rectangle. This one is called square. This one is called parallelogram. This one is called kite. This one is called trapezoid. And this one is called rhombus or diamond. Or diamond, whatever you are comfortable with. Okay? Now let's look at each shape one by one. Ria, so far okay, beta? Are you able to follow me okay? Am I speaking at the right pace?
Okay.
You don't have a choice of not being comfortable. You have been dealing with me for some time now. Okay? Now even if you say I'm not able to follow, I'm sorry?
Almost.
I have been
Like
no,
me.
much longer than that. Anyways, let's come back to math. So all these shapes that we see here, they are having certain properties. Okay? Now,
They're open
I'm sorry?
quadrilaterals. They're open quadrilaterals.
Not open. They are all closed quadrilaterals. Nothing is open.
They're closed.
Because if it's open, that means you can enter inside this quadrilateral from here and make your house inside the quadrilateral. Okay? You will say my
It's
house
just
is.
like when you get in a shop, it's like open.
Yeah. So it is not open. Any shape that we're talking about, these are not open shapes. You cannot get inside this. Now let's start from rectangle. But before we talk about all these shapes, there's one more thing that we want to. Okay, guys, Sohita, control. Let's not get emotional. Okay, now there's one more thing that I want you guys to know. Have you guys seen a railway track?
Yeah.
How does it look like? Like this. There are two lines
That are parallel.
and they never meet. Correct? The two lines that you see on which the train runs, they don't meet. They never get close to each other also. They remain as far as at all the places. Neither they become wider. It's not like this.
A diamond is parallel.
So let's hold it for now, okay? We'll go step by step. So what I'm saying is a railway line, a railway track on which the trains run, they are the example of parallel lines. Meaning, if you have two lines such that the distance between the line remains fixed. If you look at the distance here, distance here, distance here, distance after 50 miles, the distance will remain the same. Because if the distance becomes less or more, what will happen? In the case of a railway line, railway track, if the distance between the lines becomes more or less, what will happen? Can you think of it?
More?
If the railway line is like this, what will happen?
No.
What no? Tell me what will happen? Train will?
The train will go in the road.
Not in the wrong place. Train will meet with an accident. Because the wheels run on the track. If the track goes wider or narrower, the wheels will not know which way to go and then it will topple. There will be an accident. Yeah? So, all that story aside, what a parallel line means is when you have two lines, when the distance between them remain the same throughout, no matter how far you go, okay? If I keep drawing the line here and keep drawing on my wall, then also, so the distance between the two lines remain the same. These are called parallel lines, okay? If any two lines, now you look at everything around yourself. Look at things around yourself. Look at the window.
These are perpendicular lines.
We will talk about it later. Right now we are talking about parallel lines first.
Yeah.
There are two things. There are two things. The parallel lines never meet. They will remain equidistant from each other. They will remain the same distance. They never meet. If you extend
Like if you never if you keep on fighting, you're not even staying in the same place.
you're not meeting. These two lines will never meet. If you keep extending them.
Divorced. Or if you're divorced.
Don't go far. Let's stick to the concepts. So here, the thing is, when you have two parallel lines, they will never meet. The distance between the two lines will remain the same throughout, no matter how much you extend it. Okay? So that's the concept of parallel line. Now, why I'm talking about parallel lines? Because now let's look at the properties here of these shapes that we are talking about. Let's start from rectangle. What does rectangle say is the opposite sides are parallel and equal to each other. So this side and this side will be equal and parallel. Meaning these two lines, if you extend, they will not meet ever. Similarly, this side and this side. So opposite sides are parallel and equal. Okay. So this side and this side parallel and equal. This side and this side equal and parallel. Let's say this is 10 centimeters. Then this will also be 10 centimeters. If this is 15 centimeters, this will be 15 centimeters. And then they are parallel. Is that okay so far?
Yep.
Ria, okay?
Yes.
Ria? Sohita looks like Ria? Or Ria looks like Sohita? Okay, now let's come back to this one. So basically, a rectangle, if somebody says what is a rectangle, you will give a 3-line definition of that. You will say a rectangle is a quadrilateral, meaning it has 4 sides and it's a closed shape. And other property of rectangle is the opposite sides are parallel and equal. So this and this parallel and equal, this and this parallel and equal. Okay so far? Now, let me ask Ria. So Ria, do you know what is angle?
Yeah.
Describe it for me. I'll make you guys a storyteller. Tell me what is your understanding of an angle?
It could be a right angle, an obtuse angle, or an acute angle.
Wonderful. That means you know about it. You have given me the right names. But in layman's term, so Ria, you are actually trapped. You are trapped with a teacher who is not intelligent. Sohita knows about it. Akshara also knows about it. Your teacher is not very intelligent. I'm a very simple person. And everything that we learn, we'll try to make it as simple as possible. Now, as you rightly said, there are 3 types of angles: acute angle, right angle, and obtuse angle. Now look at my, lame definition of it. An angle is the relationship between two lines. Angle is something that represents how two lines meet each other. So when you're looking at parallel lines, do you see any angle? When you're looking at 2 parallel lines, do you see any angles here?
Angle.
How much is the angle? No angle. We will not ever talk about angle when the lines don't meet. Okay? So our discussion on the angle starts when we see the lines meeting. Now look at it. Here, these 2 lines are meeting at this point. So they are making an angle. So angle represents how the lines are meeting. Now let's look at my hands being 2 lines or sides. See, this angle, this is another angle, and this is another angle. What do you see?
This is a acute angle. This is a acute angle. This is a medium angle, and this is a void.
Uh-huh. It's sounding like you're ordering coffee in Starbucks.
A normal angle that is right 90 degrees.
Exactly. I'm coming to that. So like Sohita was explaining, it was sounding like she's ordering coffee in Starbucks. Give me a small coffee, medium coffee, or a large coffee. Same way, it has a relationship to that.
And 360 degrees, it's a circle.
Okay, we'll go step by step. When the two lines are meeting very close to each other, making a smaller angle here. See, the angles are becoming bigger, even bigger. Yeah. So that is how we, as you rightly said, there's a way to measure the angles. And your teacher disappeared. There is a tool that is used for measuring angles. Do you guys know what is this called?
A semicircle.
It's a semicircle, but there is a name to this tool. It's called protractor.
Here? Ruler?
Not ruler. It's called protractor.
Oh.
Okay? Anyways, you guys will learn about it. But what I'm trying to say here is, there's a small angle, and in Sohita's term, there's a medium angle and there's a large angle. So this small angle, meaning when the distance between the lines is less, when they are closer to each other, it's a small angle, acute angle. When the lines are meeting like the way your floor and the wall is meeting. Look at the floor and your wall in the house. Look at the floor and the wall. They are meeting at 90 degree. And see here, if I talk about this, let's say these are two lines. If I measure it with this, I will say this is, meeting at 90 degree. This is 90 degree. So when the two walls or two lines meet each other at 90 degree, making 90 degree angle, that is called right angle. When this is 90 degree, okay? When the two walls are looking just right, okay? They are not looking like they are going to fall, okay? If the walls are like this, that means it might fall any time. If the wall is like this, then it might fall on the neighbor's wall anytime. This is, if the walls are like this, that means this is right. It's not going to go wrong, okay? So this is called right angle. So 90 degree is right angle. The angle lesser than 90 is called acute angle. Acute angle. And when the angle is more than 90 degree, meaning when my wall is falling on my neighbor's wall.
You could also make like an angle like this. 180 is a straight line.
Right. So we'll keep on learning this. I'm not stopping you guys from learning it for now, but what I'm saying is, these are four angles that you will learn about. One is when the angle is small, acute angle, meaning less than 90 degree. When the angle is 90 degree, it's called right angle. And when the angle is more than 90 degree, it's called obtuse angle. Okay, acute, right, and obtuse. And as Akshara was saying, there is a right angle, meaning when the two lines meet such that it becomes a straight line, this is called straight angle. When two lines meet to make another straight line, that's called straight angle. So let's stop it here. Let's move on to why we are learning about angles. Now let's go back to
Quadrilaterals.
exactly. Because if I keep on changing my plan, you guys will go scratching your head.
Are you going to teach us a new thing like lines and line segments?
Yeah. If you don't know about it, I can do that. But do you know about it already?
Yeah.
How about Sohita? Do you know what is line, segment, and ray?
Yeah.
How about Ria?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not talking about it. But whenever I'm sorry, beta. Please. Okay, you don't have to say please for learning something. If you know about it, we'll not learn now, but we'll come back to it. It's okay. No, so now let's come to quadrilateral. It has quite a lot of things. Okay. So now, when I was describing the rectangle, the first type of a quadrilateral that was rectangle, We said rectangle has certain properties. It's a quadrilateral, meaning it has 4 sides. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. And there is one more thing that I did not say. That is, every angle is right angle. Okay? I'll come to your chair. I have seen you raising hand, but let me complete this one. So, now it completes our definition of a rectangle. So, a rectangle is a quadrilateral, meaning 4-sided closed shape, where the opposite sides are equal and parallel, and then every angle is 90 degrees. So, if I ever say this shape and this shape, this also has opposite sides parallel and equal, but the angle is not 90 degrees, so I will not call it a rectangle. Okay? Every angle has to be 90 degrees, then only I will call it a rectangle. If the angles are not 90 degrees, even if the sides are opposite sides are equal and parallel, then also I will not call it a rectangle. What is the name of this guy? What is the name of this guy? Where the opposite sides are parallel and equal, but all the angles are not 90 degrees. Nope. 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 Parallelogram. Yeah. So this is called parallelogram. Okay. So we have looked at 2 shapes, a rectangle and a parallelogram. Both are exactly same in properties. Only difference being parallelogram need not have all the angles 90 degrees. Okay? But the opposite sides will be equal and parallel. It may or may not have all the angles 90 degrees. Okay? Everybody clear?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys a stupid question. If you have to choose between parallelogram and rectangle, and if you have to say, oh, listen first. I'm saying you have 2 shapes, parallelogram and rectangle. Now you guys know what these shapes are.
This is a rectangle.
It's a rectangle. But here my question first. I have a very interesting question for you guys. I'm saying that you have a parallelogram and you have a rectangle. If you have to call one of them as father and one of them as the daughter or son, who will be father and who will be the daughter? Parallelogram and rectangle. I'm saying if one of them is to be called father and one of them is to be called daughter, who will be father and who will be daughter? See, that is an interesting question, isn't it? Give me any creative answer, that's okay. In this class, everybody is supposed to make mistakes. It's perfectly
Can you tell the question again now?
I'm saying, now we know what is a parallelogram, right? A rectangle has opposite sides equal and parallel, and every angle is 90 degrees. But parallelogram says the opposite sides are equal and parallel. So that condition is true. All 4 sides are also, there are only 4 sides. But parallelogram may or may not have all the angles 90 degrees. Now I'm saying, now since you know what is the property of parallelogram and what is the property of a rectangle, if you have to call one of them as father and one of them as daughter, who can be called a father and who can be called a daughter and why?
A father is a father and a daughter is a daughter.
I agree. I'm not denying that. But I'm saying, I'm asking you to choose. Who, between parallelogram and a rectangle, who will be the father and who will be the daughter?
Oh, so you're telling which quadrilateral is the father, which
Exactly.
is the daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And then,
think the father is the rectangle since he's so big.
no. Okay, let me,
Daughter
let
is
me,
a daughter because he has a pure heart.
let me clear out the confusion first. And I'm asking this question, there's a reason for it. Okay? Quadrilateral is a unit that we can cover in 2 classes or maximum 3 classes. But I want you guys to be rock solid about the concept. So the question that the point that you were making was that the rectangle is big, so that's why it's the father. I have made both the shapes equally big, or maybe my parallelogram is bigger now.
The rectangle is the right angle, and the rhombus is a acute angle.
This is not a rhombus, this is a parallelogram. So I'm not talking about rhombus, I'm not talking about kite, I'm not talking about trapezoid. I'm talking about only rectangle and a parallelogram. I have 2 things here. I have a father and I have a daughter. I'm saying, will it be like this or it will be like this?
It will be straight.
Straight? And the answer is no.
What?
What? Because if you remember, what did I say? In a rectangle, you have opposite sides equal and parallel. So this side equal and parallel. This side equal and parallel. And every angle is 90 degree. Wherein, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. So this and this are parallel and equal. This and this are parallel and equal. But angle may or may not be 90 degree. So
Is that acute angle is bigger?
no, don't go in the wrong direction. You're not thinking in the right direction right now. Okay, so now let me break it down for you. So when I made the statement that in a parallelogram, all the angles may or may not be 90 degree. So basically I'm saying there are 2 types of parallelogram. One situation when all opposite sides are equal and parallel for sure. But one situation when the angles are 90 degree, that is also parallelogram. Another situation when all the angles are not 90 degree, that is also parallelogram. Because parallelogram says that I'm okay to call somebody a parallelogram if the opposite sides are equal and parallel. That's it. No condition on the
Are
angle.
you just telling which is straight? Like,
Yeah, so I'm saying this is a parallelogram and this is also a parallelogram because parallelogram says only one condition, that your opposite
they
sides.
don't meet.
I'm sorry?
They don't meet.
They need to meet. We are not even talking about any shape which doesn't meet. So hear me carefully, okay, without getting tempted to talk. I'm saying both are quadrilaterals, both have opposite sides parallel and equal, but parallelogram doesn't put a condition that all the angles have to be 90 degree, meaning there could be a parallelogram where the angles are not 90 degree and there could be a parallelogram when the angles are 90 degree. So this is the whole parallelogram family, okay? And rectangle is a child inside the family. So this is the father. Parallelogram is the father and rectangle is a child. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Not yet? Ria? No? Not sure. Yeah, it's okay. So what I'm saying is, now let me repeat what a parallelogram is. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral, meaning 4 sides, with only condition being opposite sides are parallel and equal. That's it. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. So there is one parallelogram type when opposite sides are parallel and equal, but the angles are not 90 degree. And there is another parallelogram where the opposite sides are parallel and equal, but every angle is 90 degree. Parallelogram doesn't talk about angle. If you have angle 90 degree, that is also parallelogram. If you don't have all the angles 90 degree, that is also parallelogram. Only condition is opposite sides should be equal and parallel. That's it. So you are looking at one parallelogram without the angle being 90 degree and another parallelogram where the angles are 90 degree. Yes or no?
Yes.
Making sense? So here the only condition is opposite sides
They have opposite sides because
are
one
equal,
is has a right angle.
equal and parallel. So let's say if you call me a teacher, okay? If you call me a teacher, why would you call me a teacher? Because I'm teaching something, okay?
Yeah.
Similarly,
Does that all the time.
we will call it a parallelogram only if it has opposite sides parallel and equal. So this and this side parallel and equal, this side and this side parallel and equal. Meaning if this is 5 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter. This is 3 centimeter, this is 3 centimeter. Okay? The opposite sides are equal and they are parallel also, they will not meet. If you extend this one, it will keep going like a railway track, will not meet. Similarly here, this is 8 centimeter, let's say, this is also 8 centimeter. This is 6 centimeter, this is also 6 centimeter. So opposite sides are equal and they are parallel, they are not meeting, okay? So parallelogram says, okay, you can call me a parallelogram if your opposite sides are equal and parallel. Without giving a
Is me and
condition.
the owl blinking at the same time?
I'm sorry?
Is me and the owls blinking at the same time?
I'm not paying attention to the owls.
Yeah,
Okay.
the owl behind me.
Yeah, I can see it, but I'm not paying attention to it. So coming back to this one. So that means you can have a parallelogram, meaning opposite sides equal and parallel, with and without the angles being 90 degree. So both are parallelogram. This is a parallelogram, this is a parallelogram. But we know that if you have a parallelogram, meaning opposite sides equal and parallel and the angles 90 degree, that is a rectangle. So that's why I'm saying this is my parallelogram family in which rectangle is a child. That's why I was saying between parallelogram and rectangle, if you have to choose who is the father, who is the child, parallelogram is a big family and rectangle is a child in the family. Does it make sense? Everybody? So who is the daughter? Who is the daughter?
The rectangle.
Rectangle, exactly. And it was, see again, why I was beating the drums so much so was because we need to know that, okay, is a rectangle parallelogram? Yes, it is. Because parallelogram only wants the opposite sides to be equal and parallel, that's it. It doesn't care about the angle. If the angle is 90 degree, it's a rectangle, otherwise it's a generic parallelogram, okay? So that is very important. Now, after having heard me so much with respect to parallelogram and rectangle, let's go to the third shape, which is called square. I will bother you guys a little bit more. Let's see how do I do that. I will ask you guys some questions and you guys have to think and answer, okay? Don't jump, don't rush. This is a
Square.
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 Tell me what are the properties of the square that you know about.
A square has 4 sides just like a normal quadrilateral.
Okay, what else?
It's right angled and it could be a dot.
What do you mean by its right angle?
Because every side is a right angle.
Every angle is a right angle. That's why I'm asking you to be more specific.
Oh.
Okay? Every angle is right angle. Okay, what else?
All sides are equal.
All sides are equal. What else?
They are closed. Just like a
That holds true for every shape that we will talk about. What else?
It is a daughter.
How about son? No, it's a daughter. What does it mean? I mean, in the exam you will not say square is a daughter, right? Whatever example I gave, that was just to explain things. But in the exam, if somebody says, okay, describe a square.
Right angle, it's a straight angle.
Right angle is straight angle only. What else? Tell me something new.
A daughter is straight, so the square is straight.
I'm sorry?
The daughter is straight, so the square is straight.
That will not get you score in the exam. There's one important thing that we are missing here that I was talking about for last 10 minutes. A square is also a parallelogram.
Oh.
Because,
And it has 90 degrees in each angle.
right, so that is the definition of the square. That, okay, every side is same length and every angle is 90 degree. That is square. But what I'm saying is, since we know about parallelogram says anything will be a parallelogram if the opposite sides are parallel and equal. So here, if this is 5 centimeter, this will be 5 centimeter, this will be 5 centimeter, this will be 5 centimeter, and every angle is 90 degree.
And you have to know the parameter.
No, I'm not trying to find that out. Let's not worry about it. We will do one thing at a time. So now I'm saying that, okay, all the angles are 90 degree, all the sides are same. But since we know that a parallelogram has opposite sides equal and parallel, so here 5 and 5 opposite, equal, and they are also parallel. 5 and 5 opposite, equal, and parallel. Oh yeah, so we can also call a square a parallelogram if there's a need. If somebody says, is square a parallelogram? You'll say yes. Because parallelogram only has one condition. The opposite sides have to be equal and parallel. In the case of square also, my opposite sides are parallel and equal. We are good. Yeah? So, if anybody asks you, is a rectangle a parallelogram? Yes, it is. Because parallelogram only wants you to have opposite sides equal and parallel. Is square a parallelogram? Yes, it is parallel and equal. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now one more question. Is a square a rectangle also?
Yes. Yes.
Same thing. Rectangle also says that your opposite sides have to be equal and parallel, which is the case here. And rectangle puts one more condition saying that all your angles have to be 90 degree. So even if we know this is a square where all sides are same, opposite sides are equal and parallel and every angle is 90 degree. That meets the criteria for this being called a rectangle as well. Yeah?
Yes.
So I'm mixing too many things, but I'm just trying to make sure that you guys understand the concept. Any shape that we know about, if we can relate to all the concepts, it'll be much more easier. I've seen kids even in the 10th grade struggling with geometry. And that is primarily because they don't understand the basics of the shapes. That's why I'm spending more time on the shapes. You guys have to get a picture of that in your brain and thoughts around it. Tomorrow if you have to play with it, you can play with it with fun. Okay? So we talked about rectangle, we talked about square, and we talked about parallelogram. And we also talked about what do we mean or what do we understand by parallel lines. Now let's look at some more interesting shapes. So we are talking about square right now, and I'm wanting to play. I don't want to teach. I want to play right now. What will I do? I'll take a square and start squeezing it. So let's take this square. Let's take a square, and your teacher is being playful right now. So what he does is, he takes a square, he took a square, this is a square. I know I did not do a great job with the drawing, but this is a square, okay? I just rotated it a little bit. And then what I'm doing is, I'm squeezing it from these two sides. Squeezing it, okay? What will happen? Okay, now kids, now. You guys have just 10 more minutes before the class gets over. So let's make use of the time. And I know you guys are very excited about Halloween. I'm sure you guys will come back home with a basket full of chocolates and candies. I'm very happy for it. But 10 more minutes, okay? Yeah, Chira.
Can I tell a joke?
Go ahead.
How does a ghost wash his hair? Its hair?
Same way your teacher does.
How does a ghost wash its hair?
And the way your teacher does, without hair, no need to wash. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, can I know the answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll be on chat.
Oh. Okay. Now, while we were talking about the ghost, what did I do? Shampoo. Okay. All right. So here, now, what did your teacher do? Took a square, held the two corners and started squeezing it. By squeezing it,
And it gets like kind of tall, but
exactly, it became taller. Earlier, what was the situation? All these angles were 90 degrees. No singing. No singing. Hold it. Now, here, focus here, okay? Now, what happened was when the teacher was squeezing the square from the two corners, it became thinner and taller. That is what you are seeing. So what happened?
it never ever becomes a right angle anymore.
It is not right angle anymore. So what happened was, the sides remained the same. I could not make the sides shorter, okay? Everything remained the same. Only it became thinner and taller. So this angle which was 90 degree before, it became bigger than 90 degree. Okay, where I was pressing it, it became bigger than 90 degree, and the other two corners which I did not touch, that became smaller than 90 degree. So, as rhombus, when you look at it, keep this picture in your mind. When you squeeze a square from the two corners, it becomes thinner and taller, and that is a rhombus. Meaning, if you compare a square and a rhombus, what you need to know is, here in the case of a square, all the sides are same, here also all the sides are same. But in the
But
case...
it's not the same angle.
Exactly. So here all your angles are 90 degree, here your angles are not 90 degree. Okay?
Probably more than 90, like 100.
Depending on
Or
how playful I was. If I squeeze it a lot, it will become bigger. These angles will become bigger. Okay? It will become much thin, much bigger angle here, much smaller angle here. Okay? Is everybody clear?
yeah.
Yeah. I see you guys are not wanting to talk to me because everybody is super excited about Halloween. And I know it means a lot. As a child, I know it means a lot. I mean, on Halloween days in the evening, kids come and it's really fun to watch the kids coming with different costumes. Okay?
We even have a Halloween party in our street every year.
Yep. Yeah, and you need to enjoy the Halloween party every year till you get to my age where you cannot eat sweets.
When I can celebrate Halloween?
You can still celebrate Halloween without eating a lot of sweets, like me.
No, because I'm gonna show
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you're a child, you can eat as much sweet you want. When you grow up, you start cutting down on
But you
sweets.
can't eat too much candy.
Yeah, I should not. My teeth will fall much earlier than I can think of. Anyways, let's come back to math. So, what all did we talk about? We talked about what is a parallel line. We talked about few quadrilaterals. We talked about rectangle, parallelogram, square. And then we looked at what is a rhombus. And we looked at what are different properties of it. So far, we have not learned how to calculate perimeter or area or those stuff. Okay? We will not talk about it right now. First thing what we want to do is have a very clear understanding of what these shapes are, what their properties are, right? So like you guys joined this class, why? Because you guys did your parents checked. Is Mr. Birendra Kumar a decent teacher? What are his properties? What are his skills? Right? And then you guys started learning from me. So same thing. Right now we are looking at the property of all these shapes. Be very clear about which property is what, and then we'll start dealing with all the mathematics around it. Okay? So right now we're talking about properties. In the next class we'll talk about the property of trapezoid and kite. And then we'll start looking at what do we mean by area and perimeter of these shapes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is everybody clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Ria clear?
Yes.
Akshara clear? Sohita clear?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Then
You
why?
know how you say yes in Chinese?
Yes, I do.
Can you also say how are you? Just
Ni hao ma. Ni hao ma. Ni is you, how, ma is, it's a question mark. Ma is a question mark. So ni hao ma is means how are you?
oh.
And I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing it the way any Chinese person would do, but I can still make some sense.
You know all Chinese?
A little bit. Chinese is a very vast language. I only know probably 5% of it.
Yeah, but it's not called Chinese. It's called Mandarin.
Mandarin is the script. Like if you look at English, English is not the script. The script is Roman script, and then English is the language. Same way.
They study Roman numbers.
I'm sorry.
They study Roman numbers.
Who? Chinese people? They use numbers as numbers, but the script that they use, like in Hindi, we have a script called Devanagari script. Same way, they have Mandarin as a script and Chinese as a language. All right. So we have kids joining from the next class. If you guys have no questions, I wish you all a happy Halloween. Make sure that you collect as much candy as you want.
Happy Halloween too.
Thank you, beta. All right. So have fun and enjoy Halloween, and we'll meet again. All right. I will upload the video of the class.